Welcome back, everybody. So our next sheet now that we're going to go on to is we're now going to move on to our fourth sheet. Okay, so our fourth sheet, the most important thing that we're looking to achieve here from this drawing is the following. So our first learning outcome is to obviously just practice using our horizontal and vertical lines by using our T-square and our set square. Our second learning outcome is to use our protractor, okay, in order to draw our angled lines which are 65 degrees and 70 degrees respectively. So let's get started. So very quickly we can see that this drawing is 140 long, 145 by 180. So let's draw that outline first, okay, to help us draw that. So if I just get my blue pen and I just draw just a blue line here and up and then back here and then down. That's a rectangular box, obviously, as you can see, but that creates a 145 by 80 rectangular box, which will help us to draw our gate. Okay, so let's do this quickly. Now, starting point is here, and our starting point here. So we can get our T-square, draw our horizontal line across, get our set square, and now let's draw our vertical line. Put our 0 at the starting point and let's just mark 145. 145 is in between 14 and 15 centimeters, but we're talking millimeters here all the time, so that's 145. We have 80 high, so put 0 here and just mark your 80. Let's draw our line up any distance, and then we can come across from our left hand side and draw a horizontal line. That's our box. So now let's divide this up into our measurements at the very bottom. So as we can see, we've 10, 20, 15, 20, 15, 20, 15, 20, 10. So we're just going to apply all these measurements after analyzing this drawing here up and top. So we'll use the longer ruler for that. So our first measurement is 10. Again, I'm just reading from here and transferring. 10, 20, so don't move the ruler, so 10 and 20 is 30. So we're just going to add them all up in our head and transfer them off. 15, that's 45, 20, 65, 15 is 80, we have 20, which is 100, we should have another 15 gap, which is 115. We should have 20, and then we should have 10 at the end, and there's our 10. Okay, so once we've that done, let's draw our lines vertically now, nice and light. Now let's look at our vertical heights down along here. Okay, so if I just get my visualizer and we'll go in there, okay, a bit closer to that reading. So what we have is we have 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. Okay, nice, simple. So let's mark that off up here. Okay, so put our ruler here. 20, 10, 20, and 10. And then we have 20 up on top. So now we'll draw our top rail, which goes across here, nice and lightly. And our bottom rail. Okay, that's that done. Our last step, what we're going to look at here, okay, is finding the top, okay, of these posts. Okay, now there's a number of different ways that we can do this. I think the easiest way that we'll obtain these points is by just drawing, okay, our 65-degree angle, okay, using our protractor. So if this angle is 65, okay, this angle here is also 65. Okay. So you don't have to write it in, but I'm just going to put it there to show you. Similarly, if this angle here is 65, okay, this angle here is 65. So what we're going to do is we're now going to find this point, which is here, okay, up in our drawing, and draw a 65-degree angle from there. So let's get our protractor. So the center of the protractor, which is here, has to lie in the point. If you look at 0 degrees, 0 degrees has to lie in the horizontal line. So you're matching up those 2 points, here and here. Now my next step is to find where 65 is. So just move this down. 65 is here. It's going a tiny bit off my page. That's okay. Make sure you're on the right side. Okay, there's 60. There's 70. Halfway in between. So let's draw a line like that. Okay. So our next step now, what we're going to do is, once you've that line drawn, if this is 20 wide and 10 is going to be the halfway mark, well then our point is going to be just above halfway. If we look here, so halfway is where the point is going to be. If this angle and this angle are the same, well then this has to be halfway. So what we're going to do here now, up in this drawing, very, very simply, mark halfway, which is here, draw a line up nice and lightly, and that will help us to obtain the height, okay, of all our posts. So now I can simply get my T-square, draw a light line across, and I can connect this top point back to my first post. Okay, so that's the first one done. So now that we have that done, okay, we're now going to find all the rest of them, and I'm going to show you the best and fastest technique in order to do so. Okay, we can use the protractor here again if we want. Draw up our line at 65 degrees, again from here 65, and again from here 65. Okay, you can do that no problem. What you can also do is you can use your sliding set squares. So I'll just show you how that's done. Put one set square like this, okay, any edge, it can be this edge resting on it, it can be this edge resting on it, okay, or it can be this edge here resting on it. Okay, I think we'll go with this edge here. Okay, so get this short edge, match it up with the angle of that angled line, which is at 65 degrees, hold this set square, put the other one underneath it, and then move your left hand like that. You just need to concentrate on holding this one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slide this over at this point, and this is a parallel line. Okay, so we're drawing parallel lines using our sliding set squares technique. And as you can see, there are my points found. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And that was nice and quick. So that's using your sliding set squares technique. Just going to take that point up here. Okay, and match to the top. Okay, that's that done. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go over this drawing heavy. Okay. So for here now, I'm just going to press on my pen a tiny bit, and my pencil a tiny bit harder. So we're drawing in between the posts, as you can see. Don't draw across the post, because that can easily happen. So just lean down the pencil a bit harder. Okay, the pencil that I'm using here is a 2H. Okay, HB would probably be a bit too dark. With the 2H, I'm able to get away with my construction lines at the start and then go over them heavier by leaning on my pencil. There are all my horizontal lines. That's perfect. Now let's do our verticals. Let's do these two. I'm going to start on the left and work like a wave from left to right. Let's do the bottom posts. So you can see I dug into the page there. That was a mistake. Again, I should be starting on the right and ending on the left. Don't ever go against the page, because you can rip it, okay, if you're pressing into it, obviously. Let's make this tiny bit darker here. Just that one and that one. And that's the drawing completed. Okay, that's my first drawing completed there on that. So, well done. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to move on to our second one, okay, which is on the right hand side. Okay, so that's the fence completed, as you can see. So again, this question, okay, similarly to the last one, we're looking at using, okay, the protractor. Okay, so that's the first learning outcome. Okay, using the protractor to draw an angled line, and obviously using our set squares and t-squares to create a nice accurate drawing. Okay, so they have given us no starting point whatsoever here, so let's come up with that ourselves. Okay, so just let's now use some problem solving. Okay, so how are we going to locate this? Okay, the first thing that I would do here is I'd add up all these numbers here on the left hand side. Okay, whatever that gives me, see, okay, where it will fit, okay, in the space provided above. Okay, so very quickly, 15, 35, 15 and 35. Okay, 4 5s, okay, 20, 0, carry the 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's 100. Okay, so it's 100 high, and if we look at the length, which is here, okay, our length, then we just need to add all those up. Where can we do that? We can just find some space in our drawing. I might maybe do it here. Okay, so we're just going to go 15, 15, 80. So I'm adding up all of these, 15 and 15. Again, 4 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 20. Down the 0, carry the 2. Okay, we've got 2 and 8. 2 and 8 is 10. Okay, so that's 14 straight away. It's 140 long. So we have to draw again a rectangular box similar to our previous question, 140 by 100. So let's just look at the 100. How are we for that? We have loads of room. So I'm just going to go, okay, that's 100 high there. Okay, just pull down my board. There's 100. Okay, so what you might just do here, okay, is that's your 100. I'm just going to go mark my 0 there. Okay, like that. Bring up my t-square underneath it. Mark my 100. Okay, let's draw our 2 lines, just left to right, nice and light. Okay, and anywhere on the left hand side we can just start that. Well, I suppose we'll just check our 140. Where are we with 140? There's 140 there from left to right, so again, mark that. Let's mark 140 then. Okay, so let's start with all our horizontal dimensions. Okay, first of all here, so our first one is 35, 15, 35 and 15. So put our set square down here now like this. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I've just quickly analyzed, okay, my drawing, what I have here, analyze my numbers, and I'm just going to draw all my horizontal lines first. They will help me to pinpoint all my points, okay, on this bench, okay, your picnic bench. Okay, so very quickly it just says here also what is the total height of the drawing, what is the total length of the drawing, draw the symbol balancing the drawing so it is centered, okay, in the drawing area. Okay, so again, just we've positioned it there, so that's good enough. (35) 15, 35, and then 15. Okay, that's them done. Next distance now, what we're going to come in is just again analyze the base of this. So we 15, 15, 80, 15, 15. So we'll come in 15 from the bottom, mark it, then we'll mark 30. Okay, we can put 30 here on the end, mark 15, and then mark 0. So we now know the angle of this is 70 degrees, so let's use our protractor. We've used this before. Put the center point of the protractor at the point, put 0 degrees on the horizontal line, like that. Now let's mark 70 degrees, which is there. Alright, so we can now use our sliding set squares. Again, that technique, we'll put this one here, hold it to the line, put this one underneath, and leave it slide down to our 15 point, and we'll draw that line lightly. Okay, so we'll now do the exact same thing over here. Our protractor on the point, our 0 degrees, which is here, on our line. Mark our 70 degrees, hold it, get your set square and just line them up nice and lightly. So while my set square is here now, okay, we can put the other one underneath it just to make sure it doesn't move. Set it up again. And we'll slide it down to that point and draw our line. So that's the bench roughly done. We can just go over it heavy. Our last thing what we have to do is, if you look at the top surface, it's actually in on the left and in on the right, and that distance is, if we push up our board, 15. Okay, so we'll just come down there now. We'll mark off our 15 here, and then we'll mark off our 15 here. As you can see, all of that now is done lightly. We now just have to go over it heavy. So let's do our horizontal lines first. Again, notice the way I'm not starting on the left and moving to the right. Start on the right, okay, and pull back. Okay, now we'll need to rub out this line and rub out that line, because if you look at the drawing, they aren't heavy. Okay, so this line is heavy, and this line. So we'll just draw those now. Okay, so they are our 2 drawings done. Thank you for watching, and again, just the biggest learning outcome, I suppose, the most important learning outcome here is using the protractor, and again creating neat, accurate drawings by using our drawing equipment. Thank you for watching.